Today, we're really gonna peel back the curtain on some of Hollywood's best-kept secrets. So we're diving headfirst into the pretty shadowy world of blind items. You know, those anonymous, super scandalous tips that hint that the picture-perfect lives of celebrities, yeah, they might be anything but. What you see on the red carpet, trust me, that's just the start of the story.
All right, first up, relationships on the brink. We're talking secret hookups, public embarrassment, the whole deal. We're going to look at these massive power couples, right? The ones who seem so perfect to all of us. But anonymous sources are saying that behind the scenes, things are totally starting to fall apart.
Okay, so this first one is pretty spicy. The rumor making the rounds is all about Timothée Chalamet. The big whisper that his partner, Kylie Jenner, is still, secretly seeing her ex and the father of her kids, Travis Scott. And here's where it gets complicated. This really lays out the supposed conflict, doesn't it? On one side, you've got Timothée, who's reportedly ready to be a stepdad and just wants a normal, drama-free life. But then, on the other side, the rumor is that Kylie just can't let go of her ex, that she's prioritizing that whole family unit thing, even if it messes up her new relationship. Next up, Adam Levine. Yeah, the frontman for Maroon 5. And let's be real, this is definitely not his first time in the headlines for cheating. You probably remember that whole big scandal with the model's Sumner straw. But get this, a new blind item is hinting that there might be a whole lot more to that story. And wow, this really shows you just how messy things allegedly got. This is the supposed text that Adam Levine sent to Sumner Stroh while his own wife was pregnant. I mean, can you even imagine that? Asking the person you're allegedly cheating with if you can name your kid after them? It is just a wild, wild allegation.
So here's the kicker. Despite all that public embarrassment and even him admitting he crossed a line, he and his wife, Bahati Prinsloo, are still together. They seem totally focused on their family. But this new rumor suggests the fallout from all that stuff in his past, yeah, it's probably not over.
And to wrap up this section, let's talk about Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra. The rumor floating around about them is, that behind all the perfect photos and smiles, the actual chemistry is just gone. And the only thing keeping their marriage afloat? Pure stubbornness. Pretty cynical, right? It just goes to show this relationship drama is just scratching the surface. Okay, so we're shifting gears now. We're moving from all that private drama into public feuds. This is where stars clash, and those big industry power plays can get, they can get pretty ugly.
So check this out. The rumor mill is churning, and it's saying Jennifer Lopez was absolutely furious that she got snubbed from Bad Bunny's Super Bowl show. And the reason? Apparently there's some bad blood from a collaboration they did. Word is, J-Lo was so difficult to work with that he just totally froze her out of what was, a massive moment in his career.
All right, let's switch over to a really serious legal battle. Lizzo recently jumped on social media to basically claim victory in this lawsuit she's facing from her former dancers. She even posted a video saying the truth was finally out because a few of the charges had been dismissed. But as you can see here, that celebration might have been a little premature. Yeah, some claims were thrown out, but the really serious allegations, we're talking sexual harassment, creating a hostile work environment, even forcing employees to go to a freaky strip club, all of that is still very much on the table and moving forward.
Okay, so now we're getting into the heaviest part of all this. Seriously. These stories go way beyond your typical gossip. We're talking about betrayal, possible blackmail, and some really disturbing connections to one of the darkest scandals Hollywood has ever seen.
Right, so the whole fallout between Taylor Swift and Karlie Kloss, it's been a huge mystery for years, hasn't it? Well, a new blind item just threw a really sinister twist into the mix. It alleges that a sibling, and it doesn't say whose, is threatening to leak everything they know about their friendship unless they get a big payday. I mean, we're talking about potential blackmail now. This timeline does a great job of just mapping out how this friendship fell apart in public. I mean, you can see it right here. They go from being totally inseparable in 2014 to a noticeable rift in 2017, and then by 2018, people are openly questioning what's going on. And all of that leads to the biggest theory out there today, that Karlie Kloss somehow was the one who tipped off Scooter Braun, which led to him buying Taylor's masters and kicking off one of the biggest feuds in modern music history.
Okay, this one is heavy.
There's a blind item going around that claims A-list actor George Clooney is, and I quote, sweating the release of new files connected to the Jeffrey Epstein case. And the allegations are pointing to parties that were supposedly held at his house.
And this is the piece of evidence that's at the very center of all of it. It's an email from an associate of Epstein's, a British politician actually, Lord Peter Mandelson, and it was sent directly to Jeffrey Epstein. The fact that it explicitly mentions George Clooney in connection with getting a muse, that's what's setting off all the alarm bells.
Now, to really understand why this is so incredibly disturbing, you have to know what the word muse allegedly meant inside Epstein's circle. It wasn't about art or inspiration. As it's explained here, it was reportedly a chilling code word for underage victims. Now, it is absolutely critical to point out that George Clooney has pushed back against these connections, and hard. When a victim's memoir linked him to Epstein's circle before, his team said his blood was boiling over it. He stated he's never even met Ghislaine Maxwell and called the whole thing a total fabrication. So, we've gone from relationship drama to professional beefs, all the way to incredibly serious criminal allegations. That is a lot to process. And it all boils down to one massive question. In this whole world of anonymous sources, what's real and what's just a rumor? Look, at the end of the day, the point of all this isn't to figure out if every single rumor is true. It's really to understand the power of this whisper network in Hollywood. These blind items, it doesn't matter if they're damaging truths or just calculated lies, they show us the cracks in that perfect, flawless image of fame. And the most interesting question it leaves us with is, why are we so fascinated by the idea that it might all just be one big performance?